Hey folks, it's me, Michael Bach, your diversity dude, and this is Monday Morning Musings. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope you're well. Hope you had a good weekend. I may have. Don't really remember. I wanted to talk to you about an article that I came across last week, but I think it's a really important topic and really close to my heart. So the headline says, Task Force proves ex-OSC head right about diversity. Now Doug Ford must toughen the rules. And it's an article, post the link down below. It's an article about Maureen Jensen, who's the former chief executive of the Ontario Securities Commission. And one of the things that she was advocating for was tougher rules around diversity and inclusion for publicly traded companies in Ontario. The OSC introduced something called Comply or Explain a number of years ago, the purpose of which was to get more women onto boards. And what has happened, unfortunately, companies had two options. They either could put women on boards or they could explain why they didn't have women on their boards. It was a bit toothless, in my opinion. It didn't have enough oomph behind it to really affect change. And so they struck a task force that examined the results. And what they came away with is that, it didn't necessarily work. And ultimately, if it did help women, it helped white women. Because, of course, I would call up my buddy and I'd say, hey, I'm looking for a woman for my board. And he'd say, oh, yeah, my wife is looking for a board position. And we wouldn't get any further along. Why I'm so passionate about this is when Comply or Explain was coming out and the Ontario Securities Commission was asking for opinions on it, I wrote a letter on behalf of CCDI to say, this isn't a good idea. We need to look at the big picture of diversity and we need some teeth behind it. They didn't listen. Here we are. And the task force is calling for far more advanced targets than I am, 40% women, 20% Black and Indigenous people of color, which I agree with totally. I think they're great. I think the challenge is we need to toughen the legislation. The article is very specific about that. We need to toughen the legislation because without this sort of force, we're not going to make change. I've been doing this work for 15 years. And the pace of change has been somewhat glacial. And I want to see change in my lifetime. And it's things like this. It's about the Black North Initiative, the Black Opportunity Fund, really putting some fuel in the engine to make change happen. So I'm going to post a link down below to the task force report. Encourage you to check it out and read about their recommendations. And then, send a letter to Premier Ford and let him know that we need to see some change. That's it for me. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember to subscribe to my channel by clicking on the link. And you can like and share the video down below. Such a simple thing. Like. What else? Remember to connect with me on social media. I am at DiversityDudeMB and CCDI is at CCDI Social. And if you haven't done it, pick up my book, Birds of All Feathers, Doing Diversity and Inclusion Right. The reviews are starting to come in. It does not suck. How exciting is that? So check it out. You can visit my website at michaelbach.com and click on the books to find out where you can buy it, or you can go to Amazon or Indigo or Barnes & Noble or Indie Books and bookstores, and I don't know if they sell books in grocery stores. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, where you buy books, check it out. And remember, more information on Talking to Canadians coming in the few weeks to come. But if you haven't already, check it out, TalkingToCanadians.ca or wherever you get your podcasts. That's it. I think I got through the whole list. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next week for another episode of Monday Morning Musings. Bye.